Hey everyone, we're here at Round Guys Brewing Company with Bill, and this is a really nice place. It's got a lot of character, but can you tell us like what this place is all about?
Round Guys Brewing Company is about fun. So we're a facility that we try and bring excellent craft beer to friends and community, and then we also have an additional entertainment piece, which is called the Underground, across the street, and that allows us to have, you know, really cool musical acts, drag shows, comedy nights, and in here we have a lot of fun too. I mean, we have trivia nights, we have cool things going on. We actually used to have a competition where if you landed a remote control helicopter on a 4-pack, you got...
Wait, in here?
Yeah, in here. Yeah, not anymore, but yeah, with the fans on, which made it really exciting. I think one person did it. So.
Nice, there's a very nice community feeling to it.
Yeah, that's what we try and aim for. Here in Lansdale, we try and work really closely with the community. So we work in different aspects, support different organizations. We're at the outset in 2012 when we started off, we really dug into the community, and we have strong alliances with different members of this community.
This place right now has like a very homey feel to it, from what I can take. What do the usual like patrons of this pub like actually look for?
So the patrons of this pub are looking for a place to enjoy themselves. To bring, you can bring family in here, you can bring your kids. It's not a bar, it's just a brew pub. I think the brew pub experience has changed a little bit in that people come to brew pubs because they want community. They don't go to church as much, they don't do other civic activities, but we're here, we're easy to access. You can just walk in, you have fun with your friends. We have games and stuff, you just pick up a game, just hang out, play. And we have, you know, we cater our food to the individual customers, so yeah.
What's the most popular brew that most people come back here to get at Round Guys?
So most people come to Round Guys to get probably Kiss Off IPA. It's our flagship, and that beer has been around since 2014. We actually didn't have an IPA the first year we were out, and then we decided to start doing IPAs, and now we have many. But that one is the flagship, and then I guess number 2 would be our Lansdale Lager, which is like the everyman's beer. It's a really easy drinking Helles, which means it has a biscuit character with a nice floral hop. So, and our IPA, Kiss Off, getting back to that real fast, that's not a real bitter upfront beer. None of our IPAs are real bitter up front, but they have a lot of hop character and hop resiny type flavors.
I can't drink like IPAs because of that
bitterness,
yeah.
right? Yeah. I mean, personally, me, Scott, John, we all came from homebrewing backgrounds, and I've never been a fan of really bitter IPAs. I like IPAs a lot, Scott hasn't been, so we just never drove down that road. Yeah.
Bill, could you give us a rundown of these beers?
Sure, so in front of you have Lansdale Lager, you have Kiss Off IPA, and then you have Spaceman Wit. And the first one we're going to look at is Lansdale Lager. And before we do anything, you'll notice that these beers are all golden, correct?
Yes, pretty close in color.
What's going on here is that we're not really using any dark malts. We might use an amber malt like a Munich that might give it either a nutty caramel or a bready character, but these are all going to be having some degree of a biscuit character from the malt that's being used. It's a pale malt, base malt, that creates a lot of sugars in the beer, so a lot of sugars are then digested by the yeast, and the yeast create the alcohol, and they thin out the beer, they turn it into what we see right here. So let's start with Lansdale Lager, right? Alright, cheers everyone. So the first thing you're going to notice is that it's going to have a floral nose, a little bit of a grainy, like a biscuity nose, and then when you taste it, it's going to be very balanced, medium light body, and there's not really going to be, the floral hops are going to be kind of paired directly against the grainy malt, right? So that biscuit malt, yeah, it's going to be right next to each other. It's going to be really easy to drink, goes back, you can drink it anytime. It's a very base style, called a Helles, but it's a base style.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying the malt in this.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable, and you also get a little bit of yeast character that we call it goatiness, like that little bit on the back. That's from the lager yeast itself.
Yeah, the aftertaste.
Yeah, right? And the aftertaste is all that biscuit, right? All right, next up, we got Spaceman. This is our third one. Yep. Spaceman is our Slancha.
Alright, to the moon.
To the moon. Spaceman is our wit. This guy is brewed with lime and orange zest, and it has a bubblegum characteristic that derives from the actual yeast, right? So we have the same biscuit type character malt and then you have a really interesting twist with the bubblegum characteristic and the lime and the citrus, but everything balances out.
Yeah,
none of these flavors are really taken over, right?
Yeah, like it's really good for like the summer drink. You can just sit in the back of the beach or something.
Tastes like bubblicious to me.
Bubblicious.
But again, that's the yeast. If you get the yeast upwards of about 80 or so, it creates different phenolics, as we call it. And that's what you're getting there. So this beer is a great beer for a pool, for a nice hot day.
Yeah.
It's, light body beer, really enjoyable. It's one of my favorites. And it's a wit that's kind of like the everyman's wit. It's not one that's too coriandered out. It's not one that's too phenolic. This is very well balanced. All right, last one we have here is Kiss Off IPA. And when you guys go to sniff that guy, you're going to notice the strong citrus aroma coming from the hops.
That's what I smelled when I just smelled it like from here before.
Yeah.
What's that smell? Taylor, you want like citrus? Cool.
All right, slaunch everyone.
Cheers.
So maybe you guys can tell me what you guys are sensing here.
It's not as strong as like a usual IPA that I would drink.
Not as bitter.
Yeah, it's not as bitter either.
Not as bitter, but I do like the bitter, like.
So you get the floral background, right? That floral hop is finishing the beer. It's kind of rounding it out. And up front you have a little bit of that nutty amber character I was talking about earlier. And then you also have that biscuit character from the malt, right? So what's going on is we don't over bitter. Is this bitter? Would you guys consider this a very bitter IPA?
No, not at all. I could actually just drink this.
Yeah, I could just drink this like.
Yeah, usually I don't like IPAs, but this one I could definitely just drink without any problem.
Yeah, so this IPA it's bitter just enough to bring out all the nuances of the malt and the hops. And if you have, it's kind of like salt and food. So if you have just the right amount of bitterness, it's going to pull out all those individual characters.
You're like seasoning the beer.
Exactly. And what happens is when you go beyond that, when you have a very bitter IPA, it dulls your tongue and it kind of overwhelms everything else. You don't get as much character.
Right.
Just like salt, right? If you put too much salt on something, you can't taste the damn thing.
It tastes like salt.
Right.
Which one's your favorite?
Mine's the Spaceman.
Spaceman.
I like the lager, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe because it's just late. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the IPA is really good. Like I would drink this on a normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably drink this like any day, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
Anytime, anywhere. Let's call it a problem. Cool. So finally, where can we find you guys online?
Sure. You can find us online at roundguysbrewery.com, on Facebook /roundguys. RGBC Underground. We have Instagram, which is Round Guys Brewery. We're all over. And we also have a podcast. We just started up, Original Snacker. So that's our in-house podcast, which goes on interviews musicians, drag queens, the different people in the industry, brewers, pretty much everyone we deal with on a regular basis that I think is cool. I want to talk to them and expose everyone else to them.
And where are you guys located?
So we're located here in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, a block and a half from the Lansdale train line from Philadelphia. This is 324 West Main Street, and then our sister location is 408. And on top of our sister location, which is called the Underground, there's a cafe we're in partnership with, which is Backyard Beans. So you could literally spend your whole day on this block, go get breakfast and go get donut and coffee over at Backyard Beans. Come here, have some food, have some beer, and then go see a show and get a dessert and a beer, and life is good.
Yeah, so you could just literally spend the whole day here.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Alright guys, welcome to Five Saints Distillery in Norristown, Pennsylvania. This is a firehouse that has been converted into a distillery, and it's one of the most unique places that you can check out. So, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Spirits?
Let's go.
Alright.
That's the spirit. Alright, hey guys, Team Tuesday here. We are here with John, the co-founder of Five Saints Distillery.
Yes.
Located in Norristown, Pennsylvania. If you guys don't know, this place has been on the rise in the last few years. So can you tell us a bit about the history of this place and how you got started?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, welcome to Five Saints Distilling.
Yeah, thank you.
Our success so far has really been due to a lot of people. The community of Norristown, the Montgomery County, the great citizens of Montgomery County, and a lot of friends and family who have just been so supportive. Well, we actually opened our doors on the 4th of July officially of 2016. One, to celebrate the independence of the United States of America, right? Go USA. But secondly, to also celebrate my independence from corporate America, because after many years I retired from corporate life and opened up this distillery. So we're located here at 129 East Main Street in the great city of Norristown, and we are a award-winning micro distillery that is producing a growing number of spirits that we have put into the marketplace and have been really well accepted.
So John, what makes Five Saints different from like any other distillery around here?
Micro distilleries are different than the big distilleries because what the growing number of micro distilleries bring to the marketplace is a diversity of premium quality handcrafted small batch products. In the case of Five Saints Distilling, we opened up with a small batch slow distilled vodka, and you could have any cocktail you wanted as long as it was made with vodka back on 4th of July of 2016. And then we produced a white whiskey. Now white whiskey just doesn't spend a lot of time in a barrel, so you don't get the brown aging. But our white whiskey, and I guess I could lie and say we invested a lot of time and played with pressures and temperatures and all that kind of thing to give it a tequila-like characteristics, but we didn't. It was all by accident and chance. And when it was born, we kind of looked at one another and said, did anybody write down what we did? But we wanted to produce something very, very different to differentiate Five Saints, and we decided to launch a Tuscan gin, or a savory Tuscan style gin. So I went back to the notes from my family, who's from Tuscany, and kind of looked at the records of what they used to use when they would make gin. And then we were also, at the same time, we were working on a blood orange liqueur. And you don't see blood orange liqueur a lot in the marketplace, especially from a micro distillery. Again, blood oranges, very native to Italy, and we decided to basically produce a blood orange liqueur. And I think I said this before, but just community commitment quality. We're very community oriented. We're dedicated, we're here for the long run, we're investing in the building, we're investing in the business, which kind of goes along with our name, the Five Saints. So when I was at Moonshine University down in Louisville, Kentucky, and I see him smiling because moonshine.
We have a university?
Something about moonshine.
we have a university. 3 days into the course, I decided I'm going to open a distillery. This is it. And I called my wife and I said, Aim, I'm going to open a distillery. And I said, and I have a name. She goes, well, what's the name? I said, Five Fathers Distilling. And if you're able to, there's 5 pictures of men up here who I consider to be my 5 fathers in life. And the reason being is the middle guy was my biological father. He unfortunately died at a very young age. My brothers and I were subsequently raised by his 3 brothers, my 3 uncles, and a close family friend. She Googled it and she came back and said, well, sweetie, I think, we're going to have to think of a new name because Jim Beam had just come out with a Five Fathers limited edition bourbon. And I'm like, he had 5 fathers too? Is he including his great-grandfather? And she goes, it doesn't matter, he's got the name. Just had the thought that, you know what? These guys were a bunch of saints for putting up with me. So, got that night, I called Amy and said, Amy, I got a new name. She goes, what's the name? I said, Five Saints Distilling. All right, so guys, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna taste some of all of the products that we currently have. And what we're going to do is we're going to start you off with the slow distilled vodka. So why don't we do this? Go ahead and grab the vodka that'll be on your right, give it a little sniff test, and then go ahead and enjoy the sample that we provided. This is made from 100% Pennsylvania corn, yellow number 2. We are a grain to glass distillery, so we get our grains, we go and get them from Beam Farms, and after about 15 hours of distilling, per batch, you come up with a very fine, smooth vodka, a premium small batch handcrafted vodka.
Right.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. Let's go on to the second product, which is our extra distilled white whiskey. Now, when you sniff this, and I would go ahead and give that a little bit of a sniff, I think what you're going to find is it has a lot of tequila-like qualities.
Definitely.
And when you taste it, you're also going to say, wow, it definitely is a blend between a tequila and or a whiskey. You can also drink it straight on the rocks, and that's 90 proof, whereas the corn was 80, or whereas the vodka was 80 proof.
It was really smooth.
Very smooth?
Yeah.
Well, actually, thank you, because what we do is we do extra distill that. White whiskey is historically and typically should be a rougher product because you put it into the barrel to have the barrel actually do the smoothing out.
Yeah.
So the next one, why don't we go on to our savory Tuscan style gin. When we create our products, we try to create products that are different than those that are existing on the marketplace. And we had not seen a Tuscan gin in the U.S. and decided to kind of go in a deviant direction, if you will. And we decided to use rosemary, sage, thyme, chamomile, and a host of others that give it a very distinctive Italian Tuscany taste. We also throw some citrus elements in there, and we made it 90 proof so that basically you have enough power to bring all of those flavors to the forefront. So go ahead and smell that, and I think you're going to smell that rosemary right off the bat.
Yeah, it's a great smell.
Yeah. When you drink this, you drink it straight, or you can drink it in gin martinis.
Yeah, usually.
You really taste the herb, like the different herbs that you put in there.
Yeah.
Usually I can't even drink gin straight, but this one I could definitely just drink it without anything.
Yeah.
Like right off the tongue, like I can feel like the distinct flavors.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's
Good.
great.
So the final product that we currently have is our blood orange liqueur. And again, in the spirit of making products that are different, high premium products, small batch, handcrafted, we chose to do a blood orange liqueur. But go ahead, and I think when you smell that, you're just going to smell that it's packed with orange.
It smells like orange.
We packed it with orange flavor. And then go ahead and taste it. And we save this one for last because it's just the flavors are so intense. What do you think, guys?
It's really unique.
I'm going to take that as a thumbs up.
That's a thumbs up.
Speechlessness is a thumbs up.
Alright, so we just finished tasting at the Five Saints Distillery. How'd you guys like it?
It was very good.
It was pretty good, yeah, I enjoyed it too. You guys should check it out. Definitely come back here.
Definitely will come back. Maybe buy a bottle or two of their products.
Check it out. We are in Norristown, Pennsylvania.
But hey guys, we're here with Nate and Dan, and we're here in the future site of Workhorse Brewing Company. And what do you guys have envisioned for this place?
So Workhorse Brewing Company is going to be King of Prussia's only brewery, and we're planning on opening this spring as a production facility. So what that means is basically we're looking to produce all of our beer in this facility right behind us, which will then be distributed to local accounts off-site, so bars, restaurants, that kind of thing.
So what made you guys want to open up this brewing company?
Well, so in addition to having free beer for the rest of our lives, I'm a Philadelphia-born entrepreneur, and my uncle, who's the third part of our management team, he and I have always talked about opening something together as a family business. And I have a friend who I went to Cornell with undergrad who happened to open a brewery in Cincinnati, and we ended up going out to visit him and just totally fell in love with the culture of craft beer. It's a very creative, collaborative, blue-collar, hardworking business. And when we saw what he was doing there, we just decided it would be a great opportunity for us to start one back home. And Nate here as the brewer was kind of important for us since neither of us actually brew beer.
Okay.
Yet at least. For me, what got me in the industry was pretty simple. It was a quote that my grandfather, he always gave very sagely advice, and he'd always said, find a job you like doing and you'll never work a day in your life. I've been in the industry for about 10 years. Really cut my teeth up here in the Philadelphia area, but I grew up in Western Virginia, and this is an opportunity for me to get back up here. My wife's from this area, so kind of two birds, one stone, that kind of thing. And I love the area. This is one of the few places I've ever lived that really do feel like I'm at home. So to be able to ply my trade and live in a great area, there's not much more I can really ask for. That's
perfect. Nice. So I'll be seating all the way around here in a big U shape, and it's pretty much 14, 15 feet wide, about 30, 35, 36 feet long. So there's a ton of bar. There's 3 center islands in the middle of the bar. So on either end, you've got like refrigeration, glassware, and then TVs facing both directions. And then in the center, we have 24 draft lines. So all of our beer comes through that center island. Just sitting at the bar here.
Now Workhorse looks a lot different. Dan, can you tell us about when you guys opened?
Sure, so we opened to the public on September 14th. It took us about 9 months worth of build out after we broke ground for the first time, and very excited to have the doors open.
That's awesome. Do you think we can get a tour of the place?
I would love to.
All right.
Yeah, let's bring it out. So we've got a merchant retail section here, so you can do to-go beer, you can do t-shirts, you can do all different kinds of stuff, and then when you walk into the actual tap room itself, this is where all of our customer-facing stuff takes place. So we've got a large bar over here, we've got 24 draft lines, 8 draft beers on right now. We've got 5 UHD TVs for all your football and sports watching needs. We've got cider, wine, we've got a bar that has 45 seats around it. I've got a shipping container lounge over here so people can kind of hang out in a more comfy area with board games, all that good stuff. There's a separate event space behind me over here where we have cornhole tables. We've got a shuffleboard table, top shop basketball. We pretty much got it all if you're looking to hang out for the afternoon. So again, we've got our whole bar set up over here. The bar top's actually made out of slate, so you can write down all kinds of fun stuff on it. So if you guys want to go check out, we go to the VIP section, go check out the production area. If you want to do that, so if that's the playground for the public, this is the playground for the brewmaster. Everything here is manufactured in Germany, so you know, German engineering is spot on. We had to go in that direction. So. Behind me is the brewer's control room, where all the automation takes place. So every last bit of brewing actually starts and finishes in that control room. Each brew, we raise 4 different types of solutions through the brew house, so you don't have to go in there with a mop and sponge it out yourself. Try to really make it nice and sharp. To my right, left, this is our cellar, so all the fermentation takes place here. Wort becomes beer when you put it into the fermenters and you add yeast. That's what allows it to become that glorious beverage that we all know and love. This is called the break tank, the tall one back here. That's where the beer gets carbonated, and then it actually gets hooked up through these high-grade hoses through this panel. So all of our beer gets kegged, again, goes out ice cold into a fully refrigerated distribution van, and we send it out to bars and restaurants, or we pour it directly to the folks in the bar. So,
Alright.
So you guys ready to drink some beers?
Yeah, I heard like the New England IPAs are really popular. Are we gonna try that as well?
Absolutely. We're gonna try our 4 best-selling beers, 1 for each of you guys and 1 for me, because I gotta have one with you.
Oh yeah, right, of course.
I'm gonna go pour you a plate.
Alright.
So I'm going to work you guys through an order of the lightest to the darkest. So we're going to start Helles Lager. So this is your all-day German beer hall drinking beer. So if you want to sit and watch the wall with me for 6 hours, this is going to be the beer you drink. So the Helles is our lowest alcohol. It's 5.0%. It's going to be kind of notes of bread, a little crisp, easy drinking beer. So that's the first one. The second one I have here, this is called a Märzen. It's a German Oktoberfest beer. So this beer is going to be kind of malty, caramelly. It's going to have a little bit of spice, a little bit of sweetness. It's really good for this time of year. This one is our New England IPA. This is our best seller right now. So this is hazy because it's unfiltered. So we add a boatload of hops. We add 4 different kinds of hops to this. We have Mosaic, Citra, Denali, and a hop called Idaho 7. This is actually dry hop. So that means it's not just hop in the brew house, it's hop in the fermenters to give it that extra kind of flavor and aroma to really bring it out. And then finally, this is our Imperial Red. So this is our highest ABV, 7.5%. If you like that really dank, resinous, piney hop flavor, this is going to be the beer for you. So I want to give you 4 different colors, 4 different styles, 4 different flavors, and with that, have at it. All right. Cheers. Bottoms up, James. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. So can you guys tell us about your social media and your locations?
Yeah, so you can find more information about the brewery at workhorsebrewingcompany.com. You can find us on Twitter at Workhorse Brews, on Instagram and Facebook at Workhorse Brewing Company.